All right, welcome back, COSA 1 and 601 folks. Professor Almeida here. Hope all is well, and if you can believe it, we are just about halfway done with the course. So let's make sure that we stay on track for the back half of the course. Make sure that you are getting caught up, especially with Excel, since it has a learning curve. So if you haven't started on your Excel assignments yet, please make sure you get caught up soon so that you don't let the work pile up and then you end up falling further behind. Okay, if you are still behind with Word, right now your focus should be on spreadsheets with Excel, and then you can come back and do your Word projects and quizzes for late credit. And if you still have your Windows and Office quiz way back in the first week, make sure you get that turned in for late credit as well. I've already entered in the kudos and flags for Starfish. So if you have an academic progress concern, you should be contacted by a student success coach who will work with you to get back on track. But again, let's make sure that we are staying caught up, folks, because Excel has that learning curve, and for this coming Monday, things will be a little bit different. So let's get into that. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. So here we are in Canvas. Again, week 4. Let's get those chapter 1 and 2 assignments completed as soon as you can. I know that the due date is October 1st, but that is your deadline. That's not your due date as in DO. You really don't want this work to pile up, folks. So here's the game plan for Monday. You can see that we have chapters 3, 4, and 5. Be sure to take a look at the overview page here. So for chapter 3, we're going to get a little bit more into functions. You've learned a little bit about the sum function, but now we're going to talk about some other functions, including average, min, max. We'll get into some date and time functions, and then we'll talk about working with named ranges. You'll see how much easier it is to give your cells or ranges a name, especially if you're having to keep track of different formulas and functions. It can be a lot easier to just say, take the sum of totals instead of, let's say A7 to C7. So it's going to be easier to work with names. You'll see all of that in chapter 3. And then chapter 4, we look at working with large worksheets. And then chapter 5, we get a little bit into charts. The only project for this week is SR 4.1 on large worksheets, and it is going to take some time, folks. So again, make sure that you get caught up on your Excel assignments. So you can see we have the chapter 3 training, and then we have a combined chapter 4 and 5 training, and then you have your project for chapter 4 along with a walkthrough video, and then finally your quiz only on chapters 3 and 4. And then you have that optional Excel discussion. You can tell us what you've learned and if you plan to apply these skills wherever you may be or may be going. Face-to-face, folks, on Monday, we will go over chapters 3, 4, and 5 together. Okay, I know we're not going to have the full class time to finish chapters 4 and 5. So we're going to focus mostly on chapter 3, and we'll get into chapter 4. One other note, there will be a film crew setting up shop in the classroom for my COSA 50 class that follows, so hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction. But again, let's make sure that we're coming to class on Monday. You do take that first step through the door towards being successful online, folks. Again, let's make sure that we are caught up. And then Wednesday, for face-to-face folks, we will go over SR 4.1 together in class, and then in your downtime, you'll finish that chapter 4 and 5 training, work on your quiz, and then you have that optional discussion post. All of your Excel assignments are due Sunday, October 1st. Again, that's the due date and not the DO date, right? So don't fall behind. If you still have assignments from Word, focus on Excel, and then go back and do your Word assignments. All right. Now is the time to make sure that you are caught up, especially going into the back half of the course. One last note, especially for the face-to-face folks, I've been noticing an issue where some students are saving their project files to OneDrive. And the thing is, you can end up running into problems if you're saving your projects in Excel to OneDrive, and then when you go to upload for grading, you find that your project's not there, or even worse, you're uploading the one from downloads and you're not getting the grade that you were hoping for. So let me show you real quick here what I'm talking about. So if you're saving to your LBCC OneDrive account in Excel, you also need to make sure, especially in the classroom, that you sign into your OneDrive account. Okay, this is what OneDrive looks like in your taskbar. If you're not signed in, it's going to have a slash through it, but make sure you get signed into that so that you can find the correct project file when it's time to upload for grading. Okay, so that's very important because, again, I've seen and also received reports where students have used up attempts uploading the wrong project file. And the other thing you want to be careful with, I've also seen this, your downloads folder. Okay, you really shouldn't have multiple copies of your project. Okay, I've seen in one case where a student had like 10 copies of their project file. The easiest way to tell which one that you should be uploading, look at the date modified. Okay, but again, if you're saving to OneDrive, make sure that you're also signed in to OneDrive on your Windows PC. Anyway, that's all I have. Enjoy yourselves this weekend. Let's make sure we're staying caught up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Face to face, folks. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.